Bum, bum. Oh no, the microphone's not turned off. Oh no, they're gonna hear me. Microphone Muppets on acid. I just maxed out the microphone. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Hey everybody, sorry about that. Hey, welcome to the show. I was too close. Hey everyone, hi, happy Friday. Oh my god, it's crazy warm. It's probably warm where you are too. It's warm here. Thank you for joining me on the show. It is Friday and time for some space art. Hey, let me know if you can hear me or if everything's good. I've been always trying to keep things going, but hey, Tasty Whales here. Greetings. Hope we're not melting like crazy. We're melting here. It's okay. So I'm a northerner. All right. I was a northerner growing up, Michigan and Washington State. So all you people in Texas and Florida, yeah, I've been there. I know what your humidity's like. Sounds good. Okay, cool. Thank you. I had audio filters on my microphone that everyone recommended that you use, and OBS, and they were causing some of the problems I was experiencing. So we're kind of raw dogging here, except for the 3-band equalizer. What's really weird, as much as I complain about the basement here, this is like the best soundproof room I have ever had. There are fans going around the room here. There's fans in the room, and they don't show up on my meter. Yeah, nothing. It's just crazy. Hiding in the shade. I am hiding in the shade too. I finally broke down and flipped on the dehumidifier, which of course you need to have on the basement. We have an old dehumidifier that was left here, and the thing it sucks down electricity. I don't even want to see what our electric bill is going to be. The intention was to replace it, but anyway, dehumidifiers going, feels good. We're in here. Enough about that. No ADHDing. Hey, look what we're going to do today. We've got look, microphone's right over there. Haha, problem with microphone. If that's a problem, I'll move it during the live stream. But we're going to do some casein, everybody. Hey, greetings. We're gonna Berkey the shit out of things. That's the way we're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, what a week. Yeah, so I was on a roll with oil paints. I still want to work on them, but the videos, the courseware that I'm finishing, I'm still shooting some bits of it. I'm set up here, and I have the microphone set here for it, so everything moves, right? So I don't even want to move anything right now. It's been great to be able to just come down here, sit in the studio, flip everything on and go, and just crank out another chapter Hey, Iridium's here. Good to see you, Iridium. How you doing? Are y'all dying over there too? Is everyone dying in Michigan? Oh, I know Michigan was getting hit with all this. Nothing wrong with dwelling in the basement. Hey, mediocre, how you doing? Basement dwellers unite. No, I have no problem with a basement. This particular basement has some embedded mold issues that need to be addressed. They're embedded in some of the walls back here. So it's a problem that we're going to have to take care of. We just haven't had the funds and time to do it yet. So we're patching it together. There are a couple of times when it is downright nasty down here. So anyway, yeah, first things first, we're going to stabilize it, get it all there. 92 and storms on the way. Oh, don't you just love, you love a nice, hot, blistering, gross summer and then thunderstorms. I was checking some clouds here just before the live stream, and there were some menacing clouds outside. I love the clouds here. Again, oftentimes you might hear me complain or joke about the conditions of a rural town, and believe me, rural communities do have a lot to improve upon themselves that is well within their grasp. But I love the area and the views and the clouds and the skies. So yes, the clouds are beautiful when they're not blocking the stars. That's the way I want to put it, right? So anyway, we're here. No, it's been really good. I'm kind of excited about this. It feels great down here. We do have one cat. I have Cosmo, but he's crashed on the couch. The poor cats, the heat has just knocked them dead, right? It's to their credit, they're handling it very well. We get good airflow through the house, even though the whole house is not air conditioned. We do get it's well suited for this temperature. They just like it better in the evenings anyway. So we might have an appearance by the cat. Oh, hey, check this out. I wanted to show this to you. I posted this week. Whoa. Yeah, some of you might remember this painting. I don't know. This is one that I did just before we moved, back when we were in Bothell, Washington. It's one of the last ones I did when we were back there, in Washington State, and I just yanked the camera, bonk the camera. Watch as you step. Anyway, so that painting, I had taken. I need to remember to do this, right? I need to set my phone up to do time lapses, right? In fact, I've got a thing right here. I could totally do it right now. I might actually do that while we're sitting here. Anyway, so I did a time lapse of this. I'd never posted it. I posted it over on YouTube, posted it on TikTok too. And a lot of people really liked it. It wasn't really my favorite painting, but I didn't even have it in my store. I thought I'd sold this. It came with me to Ticonderoga for the Star Trek experience. There were two conventions that the Trekonderoga annual convention, and I know this one went along with me to that convention. And I know a couple of people were looking at it. I thought that I'd sold it, so I just thought, okay, well, at least I'll post the video, and we'll just I'll just let that be something fun, because I had never posted before, and I actually got a lot of interest. Turns out I have it. It was in the stack of paintings over there. Strangely enough, the paintings that came from the show to Ticonderoga. Shocker. So we're still in the process of cataloging things, as you can see. Anyway, it's up in the store now. I was glad to see it. It was kind of funny. Anyhow. Where was I going with this? Casein. Yes, casein. I was on a roll with the oil paints, but I didn't really want to rearrange everything, so I thought, well, we're all set up for the table. I had fun last week with the casein. Let's do some casein. So yes, let's do some casein here. Anyway, what we have right here is a I don't know if I can put this anyplace else. Here are some of my paints, right? I'm going to move my board out of the way right now. And here's the others. Anyway, I have a bunch of others. So I'm attempting to replicate a John Berkey color palette. And this is pretty close, honestly. There's little Payne's Gray. I've seen him bounce with, so we're going to pick a couple of these colors here. We got a little phthalo turquoise, cerulean blue, I think I'm going to go with the purple, the Shiva Violet here, but I think this one's dead. I'm going to throw this one away. I'm going to go with this one. And some ultramarine, actually. Yeah, I want to go with the new tube there. I don't know if I'm going to do cobalt. I like the Permasol better than the Shiva Phthalo, so I'm going to take that one out. This is pretty close. Oh, yeah, also, of course, white, and I do have a black. Ivory black. Yeah, ivory black, ivory black. We're gonna go with a newer tube of ivory black. So I have seen photos of John Berkey's actually, do I have one here? Let me see. Hold tight. We're gonna go into the John Berkey details of his life. Here we go. Hang on. I gotta find. I do. I want an overhead hanger for my microphone. I do. Let's see here. Artist images. Is that? Oh yeah. Check this out. Okay, this is cool. Anyhow, yeah. I'm just gonna pull this up here. Let me. Bear with me, folks. I just have to move some windows around here, and we will be... There we are. So, where's this? Here we are. Okay. Here we go. So, this is a photograph taken of John Berkey's collection of colors. And what he would do is he would actually... He would pre-mix a bunch of his colors, some from pigments even, with a casein and acrylic binder base. And he had all these mixed up to a... Oh, there's his King Kong work, Man of Steel. Here we go. Here's the man himself. Not a very good photo. I thought this had the photo of his studio. There we go. There's, I have a better shot of it, but this is his, he had a bin of all of his color. Look at him. He's got, yeah, he's got some earth tones. He has more than what the boy ran with a lot of colors, right? I didn't know what that was. Anyhow. Yeah, so he didn't use them all the time. I know there's a couple. There's a raw sienna, and yeah, raw sienna is in there with all of that. I did forget that. Probably a raw umber too. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but anyway. So what is that? What is that belt in the pint jars? Setting medium. Oh, let me show you. Yeah, coming back to that. I think, yeah, I think it was stuff settling out. I believe that the casein medium, which it's really weird looking. Let me show you. So this is the casein medium itself. I actually have some, and it does. It's very cloudy, and it does separate out when it's just on its own in liquid state. So I think that's what's happening. Is you're getting like in particular. Oh, what is I actually can't even read what these are. These weren't very high resolution images. I actually think they were screen captures. But yeah, I think that's what's happening. Is you're getting. Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, you're getting settling of the medium. When he opened these up, he would probably give them a mix, you know. Probably give them a mix, rolling from there. But yeah, he would work with very thinned down versions of the paint, whereas I'm working with kind of tube versions. They didn't even really, they weren't selling. I don't think they were selling paint in tube. I'd have to ask if I ever get a chance to talk to James Gurney again, because he was more familiar with John Berkey's work. I'd have to ask him if they actually sold casein in this format. Richardson, by the way, is one of the only makers of casein anymore, and they are using the formulation they've used forever. So they must have had that ability. Anyway, oh wait, no, Richardson bought Shiva. Shiva was the company that made them. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's what we can get, and I have a good collection of the stuff. Hopefully, it's all still good, and we're gonna work on. We're gonna work on painting some stuff here. So I have I believe this is a. Now, what was this? I don't have a thing on here. I don't have a measuring thing. I think it's like weirdly, it's like 10 inches by. Is it 10 by 20? No. It's a page. Wait, okay, so I cut down 16. Oh yeah, 10 by this is 14 by 10. Not that big, right? It's a 10 by 14. So it's not too huge. We're gonna do a little scene with this. In fact, I might actually jam the camera down so we can actually do that. But yeah, we'll take a look here. Bum 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 bum. So there we go. So that's what we're going to work on today. Yeah, and let me go ahead and to get started, I'm going to grab a pencil of some variety. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. A 6H. 6 hard. Too much. 3H might be the winner. 9H, not a chance. All right. It's one of the two. Either the 3 or the 6, right? I did not prepare by pulling out my pencils in time. So there we go. We're gonna. I have a couple. This one's a little nubby, but that's okay. We're gonna work on it. I want some pencils to get some marks on here. How is everybody's Friday doing? Are you all handling the heat well? I gotta tell you, the heat is one thing. It's the humidity that gets to me. When you have high heat, you can usually deal with it. If you have high humidity on its own, yeah, you can kind of deal with that too. It's uncomfortable. High pressure, that on its own too can be very uncomfortable. When you have all three, it's just blah. It's like New Orleans in August, right? How many of you have been on the waterfront, New Orleans in August? That was 1996, I think. I was there for Seagraph. Seagraph 96. Still have the mug. Boy, was that a education in humidity. Holy smokes! Yeah. Well, remember, Northerner rocket scientist. Haha. There we go. AC at the max, right? Yeah, we have a whole house AC, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Anyway, so I don't think I'm going to do that one. I don't know. I am tempted to, let's see if I can pull this one out here. Yeah, there we go. Bump, ba-dum-bum. I don't know if I could pull this off, everybody. I have actually tried to do this painting once. Are you kidding me? Bug flew right in my. That's weird. I had a bug flying inside my glasses in front of my eyeball, which made me feel like I was a zoo. Anyhow, I don't know if I can pull this one off. Right? This it's showing up darker. I may try something similar though. I don't want to copy that. I do have it would match this size and shape reasonably well. Although that's wider. This would have to come down to like about there. Yeah, I'm not just gonna copy that. The color, however, is killer. So that is that's kind of where I'm going with it. It's a toss up, right? I have a gigantic folder of John Berkey stuff. Like I don't hoard a lot of images, but I do collect. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. I do collect ones that are inspiration, and I was fascinated, of course, by the stuff. I actually, gosh, I had this image on the back of a folder when I was in school, 4th grade, Miss Simon's class at Holy Family Catholic Abattoir school, and thank God I had a John Berkey painted like notebook, because holy crap, my brain would have melted if I didn't have something to look at that wasn't just like stark Eastern Bloc country misery. Oh yeah, I loved it. Anyhow, enough about that. Here we go. Let's see if I can't come up with a scene here, my chat. In the meantime, I am going to go ahead and kick off the music. How do we do that? There we are. Boom. Let me know if it's too loud, everybody. Or if you can't even hear it. There should be music. Right. You know, I could be responsible. How would I do? How would I be responsible? What did I do with my tape too? I didn't even tape this off. That's unfortunate. I don't even know where my tape went to. Haha. Oh well. Well, we're not going to tape it off then. That's cool. We could do the swoosh effect. Can't even see it. All right, maybe the 6B it is. Danger, danger. 6H, 6H. Aha. 2B. There we go. So yeah, I needed something that was a little bit softer, right? There is music. By the way, the outro music is a bit low, but check with the others. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I might have set it too low. I'll try to adjust that. Actually, let me do that. There is music. Cool. Let's see. Outro.
All right. So I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere.
How's that go? How'd that go? Is that close? Do. Should have been close. Whoop. Actual draw end. Okay. I need the focus of the scene here, the energy, if you will. And then of course the status of the thing, the status. I don't know. I'm trying to force the energy of the image and see what I can come up with. Better. Thank you. That was good. All right, cool. Thank you. What happens if John Berkey designed Deep Space Nine, right? What would happen if? Oh, that would actually be kind of a funny one. Well, he wouldn't understand that it was Cardassians because that was before his time. So we could do a thing there. Yeah, we're going to do kind of like an offset space station of sorts and see if we can't come up with something spacey and fun. Going to get some mass over here. This is a structure that ends there. We're kind of looking at the underside of it. And then there's going to be some sweeping towers because that's just the way this goes, right? And then, yeah, there we go. We are gonna have some. We're gonna have some fun with this. I'm just trying to break up the space and get the mass of this structure out here. Maybe this is another one that's under construction in some way. So maybe we'll have some bits out of this. Okay. What I could do, so I have kind of a thing, large. We have this kind of going down, this kind of going down, and I don't know if I want to plan it. I don't really know if I want to plan it. I'm just making a circle here for... this is Freeform, everybody. Yeah, I had a general idea of where I wanted to go with this, and I'm just going to see if I can't just take my time, get this thing out of here. This is going up too high, so I want to cut this down here because I don't want to go... I kind of want to keep the edges down over here. Yeah, think of this as like freeform jazz John Berkey painting style, right? If that's kind of where I think of it. Okay, so we're going to have an energy explosion here. Energy explosion. Yeah, that's kind of gonna... This is background. This is all my notes for the background. Then the ship thing, and we might have a... oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do like a personal vessel. A personal vessel. Oh yeah, very futuristic, very oh yeah, very space. We're doing space yachts, everybody. We are definitely where we're going. We need space yachts. So this is one that's kind of like right in the middle, flying through the mess of this, right? Look, no nacelles or flying discs to be seen anywhere. This might be a disc. This might be a disc. Not gonna lie. So this is like the this is like a sort of a deep space station. Maybe this is in it's kind of like Babylon 5, maybe, where it was set up as an outpost. With the responsibility for yeah, it's a starbase. It's a starbase. Let's just for lack of a better term, because who am I to make up a new term for something that would work out perfectly fine, right? So we're gonna have some cool details around this, around that. Oh man, da 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 da. I like the balance, right? I like the balance of it. Let's see. Can we? Oh, it's not even gonna show. It's too bright. There we go. Yeah, it's too bright. Also, I've ordered new light bulbs because I'm down to one, and it is really making this a shockingly stark experience with the one light hitting everything. So I really my bounce light is a combination of task lamps. It's not working as well as I'd hoped. I'm keeping it together, so I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe I can correct some of the things like when I show these things off, right? Anyhow, that's cool. We have a good start here. So I need to think about. I'm going to come in and work on the background. Retiring the pencil. Retiring the pencil, bringing in the color. All right. I was hoping I could do a thing where I could sort of show everything that's going on here. Yeah, so I've got like, the pad, right? And then all of this. So maybe I can kind of do that while I sort out the colors. Hey, check out this cool mug that I just got. I did. I posted this one too, and I know I'm such a. Anyway, I did get a mug with this. This is the Excelsior USS Excelsior painting I did about 3 years ago, and it is actually. I wanted to do some prints of that artwork, and I did one of Voyager too, and I ordered one. I couldn't resist. Right? It was it actually. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty darn good. This is not as nice as Amy Rahill's gorgeous, just fabulously glazed pottery she's doing with space art. I would love to be able to do that someday. But this on black is pretty nifty, I have to say. So these are on the site now. That I don't. And I don't have coffee in it right now because there's no way I'm drinking coffee today, okay? Forget it. At least not in the afternoon. No way. All right. So that was cool. Woohoo! This live stream is sponsored by Space Art by Christopher Dahl. All right, I'm gonna mix up some stuff. Let me move my paints out of the way here. I'm actually gonna just kind of move them all up. Move them all up. Look at all these damn things. I don't need this many blues. Why am I working with this many blues? Get this out of here. Cerulean, get that out of there. We're gonna do this Payne's Gray and this. We're gonna all right, at least 2. All right, I'm down 2, right? Ridiculous. Oh yeah, and what is my? This is a palette knife. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of Payne's Gray on here, and I'm using glass, right? This is a piece of glass for my palette. All right, let's get some Payne's. I want to use this. Oh, is this dead? The Payne's Gray, sadly, is no longer with us. Ha 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 ha! It is dead. You're having iced coffee, don't need it, but had to finish the pot. Yes. Oh, good move. All right. Well, we're not doing Payne's Gray then. Let's do a little ultramarine here. Hey, look, new one. And yeah, unfortunately it a little liquidy. I think I got a little towel down here. Dun, 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 dun. All right, there we go. Oh, that one was really liquidy. That's okay. I don't mind it being a little on the loose side. It's gonna work for us. And a little raw umber. It's gonna kind of get me a nice bluish toned dark, if you will. I might even also do a touch of the Shiva Violet on this side over here. There we go. Yeah. The goal here is to get something that's not quite black, right? So I'm gonna take pretty much all of that, a little bit of this. Oh, I haven't used this palette knife in forever. Awesome. And this will basically get us something similar to Payne's Gray. Yeah, I'll get us close enough. Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum. All right, this is kind of gonna be my, oh, this is a very nice. This is actually a pretty nice purple. Which is really cool. Might be hard to see there, but I'm definitely catching it. So the mistake I'm making is I'm not mixing enough of this. So let me just, with that in mind, come on, get out of there. Yeah, let's just go for it. Oh, man, that messy. We'll see how it goes today. All right, now we know what we want and how we're gonna get there. So yeah, here we are. The raw umber acts as an orange against the blues and purples, so it kind of neutralizes it. In fact, I need more of that. Once I get into this, we'll actually do some work. I want to define some edges and shapes with a dark. So that's the point of this. And whatever I don't use here, I will set aside the rest of the painting. So this is almost too liquid for a glass paint palette sitting at a 15-degree angle, but it's close. It's close. And if you noticed, Berkey himself had he was using this stuff out of jars. He kept it pretty thin on its own, probably about that thin, right? That would be my guess based on what I've seen. All right. So we're gonna bring the board in. We're gonna bring the big board. Hopefully I don't push all those off. And I'm gonna move this to the side over here. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Hopefully I won't just stick my arm in it when I go to change scenes with my my Stream Deck. Steam Deck. There we go. All right, and then let's grab ourselves a nice brush. Where did my nice brushes go? Yeah, same brushes from last time. Very cool. This is pretty purple. I don't mind that it's got a little purple to it. I can always come in with black later. What I want to do now, the first thing I want to do, I've got these shapes, so I kind of want to sort out what's going on with them. And I think the light is going to be coming in from, we're going to get kind of ambient light from the other side, but we will have like, we're going to have a view inside these structures. Oh yeah, did I mention? Yeah, this is illustration board. I think this is Casein is what's the one I have. Casein and Crescent both make this, and I think this one's Casein. Watch, I'm gonna turn it over. It'll be Crescent. This is really good. It's like matte board, but it has a Bristol surface. Oh, it is Crescent. Okay, cool. It is Crescent. It's a real nice surface for casein. Casein cannot be painted onto canvas. It does not like it, and mainly because it will lose. It doesn't have the same. It's not flexible like acrylic. So, yes. All right, here we're going to get right into the mix of it here. I'm going to find all of the dark areas on this. So these are all the areas that will have like crazy John Berkey detail, right? At least some of them. Or maybe I'm not going to do the shadows yet. This is just deep detail stuff. There we go. Meow. Hey, how you doing, Nanu? Greetings. We have one cat here today. He's napping over in the sun. How you holding off there, Nanu? You guys surviving the heat? I can't remember if you were ever stationed on seas in such areas that had high heat and humidity. I can't recall. So there's a neck of sorts here that is going to be connecting these two, whatever these are, wings of the station, if you will. Doing good, good. Thanks for joining. We do some old school kind of illustration-y stuff. There we go. I wanted this to be sort of a gap inside the structure of sorts. So I'm going to just sort of hint at details that we may or may not see. Had my back injections yesterday. Felt like you got to run over afterwards. Oh no, the back injections. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, what a great weather condition to be sitting there and dealing with that, right? Am I right? Oh my gosh, yes. Thanks, Doc. Oh. Can we have better injections? No. Go home and enjoy it. Nah, sorry that's not fun, Nanu. Oh my gosh. Well, just gonna hang out and do a little lounge lizard space arting. Lounge lizard space art action. Using a wide range of weather, minus 80 to 170. Woohoo! Yeah, I lived in Michigan for a while too. The Michigan joke. Everyone in Michigan, I love you all, but yeah, I know, I'm kidding. Michigan's a bad rap, right? It's never as cold as like Fairbanks, Alaska, or something, or you know, McMurdo Station, and it never gets as hot as like St. Petersburg. All you St. Petersburg people, what the heck, man? What are you doing? St. Petersburg, Clearwater? Holy crap! Sauna. I'm kidding. I've enjoyed. I haven't been to either of those in a long time, but calling you out is fun. My thanks to Mark Woods for taking me to the Hurricane before it became like ridiculously overpopulated by jarhead jocks. Not my words. First time I was fine. Last one I'm questioning if they were worth it. Ooh, oh no. Yeah. Well, I do hope that you see some benefit from them. That's just not, otherwise that's just not fair. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, you go from a state like Michigan where legitimately the weather can be hell in both directions, but for different reasons and at different levels, right? Oh my god, it can so be terrible. Like I guarantee you, you will have possibly the worst summer of your life in Michigan, even if you came from Florida. Humidity can make it so much worse if it's cold or warm. Yeah, yeah, right. In the Middle East, the heat is not that bad. Oh, same for like well, we were in this desert Southwest, right? So Grand Canyon, uh, Santa Fe, Albuquerque area, you get the dry heat, right? And yeah, it could be 110 degrees, and I don't notice. It's like I'm not sweating. Well, that's a problem. It's because you're basically losing your yeah. You have no ability to deal with it anymore, right? That's fun. There's about 6 different John Berkey paintings competing in my brain for what's happening here, and I don't know if I'm going to pull it off, but we're going to try anyway because this is the stuff we're made of. Yeah, it's great for 14 days a year. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Okay, I need our shuttle thing. I'm trying to pull off some pretty delicate shapes with a brush that doesn't really have this capacity to do that. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, cool. Did you see my space team commission on Rafi and Klee's Discord? I did not. You're welcome to post it on mine, Nanu. I'm gonna go ahead and grab. Oh my gosh, this is OG. Oh, I'm gonna use this one. This is an OG brush, folks. I think this is one of the first that I actually used in the live stream ever. So I've got some of this paint left. I'm going to go ahead and come up to the top corners here. Yeah, this is like a 1-inch wide brush. I'm going to get these into the corners. Bear with me. If I'm not careful, this is going to leave a pretty nasty streaks. So I'm just going to see if I can't. I'm kind of vignetting it, I realize, but I feel like I want to do this. Yep. All right, this is just gonna. I will. I'm just gonna let this sort of be my. This is gonna be my stage. There we go. Yeah, and I can always adjust this later, but this will help me keep it kind of under control. Yeah, there we go. All right. There we are. Let me, while I'm doing this, I'm going to do a little cleanup on the old palette here. Oh, look at that. It's got tons of this stuff. All paint palette cleanup with Christopher Dahl. Thank you. There is no control, just as there is no spoon. Exactly, exactly. Hey, let me pop that up here. Let me just bump ba dum bum bum. I need to do this more anyway. Let me just thank you for popping that up. I typically don't run Discord when I'm live streaming, but I'm gonna pull this up today. All right, here we go. Da 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 da. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Da 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 da. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna open. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. Check that out. Let me get my face out of the way. Get my stupid face out of the way. There we go. There it is. Everybody, Nanu does stained glass. Very cool. Oh, that's huge. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, very cool. Nice job. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. That's really cool. Man, nice work. Stained glass. Okay, I kind of want to see if I can emulate a... I need almost a... I can't... Not this dark. And I don't need it that purple. I need it just a touch purple. Oh man, this is really... But I need it lighter. The only thing about that is that means that all that liquid is going to be like mixed in from... Oh boy, mixed in from there. There we are. Ah, really wet tubes of paint. It's a neat commission. It is a neat commission. That's really fun. I'm gonna take a stab at. I need just a touch. I mean a touch of orange. Just to take this edge off a bit. There we go. Trying to come up with a muted blue. And the way you mute it, maybe I do need just all of that. Yeah, I needed all of that. Okay, that's one level. I'm going to go with that. I also would like a... I'm going to try this with cerulean so I can just jump down the levels altogether. Please be good. Cerulean good. Cerulean be good. Yes, indeed. And I'm going to imply the same flavor of color with it, but make it lighter. So you can see I'm kind of working a background color scheme across the blues a little bit here. And these are staying pretty dark. Even the cerulean blue is going to have a little bit of that effect to it. So there we go. Hey, the Blaposphere's here. How you doing? Yeah, it's no late. Hey, glad to have you here. Welcome aboard. Happy Friday, and I hope your recovery is going well. Thank you. Hey, good times. We're here in the basement studio, suffering through the heat. Still no cat. He's asleep on the couch over there. All right. We are working on a blatant John Berkey ripoff painting. That's what we're doing. Yeah. Why use AI when you could rip off artists yourself with your own skill levels? There we go. All right. A little bit more water. I shouldn't be thinning this. I should be thinning this with the medium, I think. But I'm just gonna go for this anyway. So we are just gonna... Yeah, too thin. Too thin! Too thin! Come at some of that deep John Berkey space blue here that we can adjust as we go. Your recovery is going well. Thank you. Good to hear. Good to hear. We will we'll get you some cheeseburgers and fries in no time, pal. You know, it's really great with friends like these, right? Really helping you out through medical situations. Here's your cheeseburger. Eat more bacon. Kidding. I don't think that was related. Just generally. Your cover's going well. Nice shirt. Hey, thank you so much. Last shirt I got from Wonderfest. Regrettable, but we will all be back there. Yes, indeed. All right, I'm going to just space is blue, right? Space is blue. Yeah, this is going to take a bit. What is that? Get off there. Was it Andrew Petrov, who's an astronomy science channel on YouTube. He posted a video this week suggesting, based on somebody's study, that humans used to think space was blue, which explains, in their opinion, why you would see blue space in older movies and depictions of space in older shows. And I am on the fence about this one. I don't buy it. Andrew Petrov himself, very, very knowledgeable, very, very cool person. It's not his study. He was just reporting on it. You could drive again too. Cool. Awesome. You had fries at the Blue Water Bridge on Canada Day. Oh, very cool. Perfect. We're the Blappy's back. That's fun. Anyway, so was space blue? I don't think so. I don't think people technically thought space had a color one way or the other. Whoa, I'm hitting my microphone. Sorry. Partially because, I mean, there are plenty of actual space and astronomy artists of the era in the 1930s and back further even that were properly showing space as black. But I think there was a brief time when it was the accepted notion to show space as black on movies and shows and so forth. I think it was an art direction choice. The pieces look good. Thank you. I'm hoping to... I'm queuing up the blues right now so I can actually get in so we can let the warm colors really sing, because there's going to be some warm ones. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so I personally think that... No, it was... there wasn't this general understanding the folks of Walnut Grove in Little House on the Prairie did not walk around thinking space was black or blue. I don't think they gave it much thought. Hey, Oodity Bob, there you go. You made it. Did they come through? The AC's repaired. Tech found a burnt wire. Oh man, there we go. Yes, today we would like to thank the inventors of the AC, because holy smokes. Yeah, I'm glad they did that for you. This is not a fun time to be without some of it. I was explaining earlier, we actually have whole house AC, but it's so inefficient. I ran it one summer and it racked up a gigantic bill that we did not recover from. So yeah. So I am currently just running a couple of portable units. We're storing them for our oldest, which is great. It's exactly what we needed to be doing. I don't mind storing someone's AC unit. By the way, I'm going to work with it. So there we go. Anyway. There we go. Willis Carrier's my hero. Seriously, right? So casein is a water-based paint, and it will set up on you, but it doesn't. There's this beautiful time when you can kind of come in here and indicate space clouds, right? Space clouds. No, nebulosity and so forth. I want to be able to have some sense of deep space. That's what we want to do, and then we'll have some like kind of right over here as well. This is going to hopefully give our background a nice kind of glow. I miss this brush so much. You know what? This one's fun. It is an inch long brush. It's ragged out a little bit, but it is yeah. There we go. Oh, and I have a little spot in there. I'm gonna need a different brush for that. There we go. Different one of these. That's the one. Da 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 da. We've got our little skiff in the front here that I hope I can pull this off to a level that is worthy of the effort. There we are. Invented to dry out newspapers, you think? Oh, is that what it was? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's funny though. Hey, this works great on my balls. You know that's basically what it came down to, right? Someone's like sitting in there drying out newspapers in that room going, haha, hey, by the way. I'm kidding. I shouldn't say balls on I shouldn't be saying balls. That's not right. The AC went out in your Honda Element. I have to get that fixed. Oh man, you know, I have the worst. I got to tell you, I have the worst luck with cars and AC. Our Pacifica is running without, which I'm sorry, Stephanie, that you have to be out in the town with that damn thing in that condition. So yeah, not a chance. I don't. Every freaking used car I ever have, the first thing that goes out is the damn AC. It just drives me bonkers. I think I know what the issue is, but again, it's just, it's on the fix list. Haha, there we go. Okay. Let me get this out of here. I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to add a little bit more. I need more of my cerulean blue here. A little bit more than that, maybe. There is a little bit of a color shift that occurs on your paints when casein dries, and that is, it's kind of, it starts off damp. You can kind of see you can see the moistness. I'm not going to say the word, and then when it dries, it gets kind of a matte finish. And that matte finish actually works out very well. I typically I don't varnish casein paintings anymore. I tried a few, and I was not at all happy with the results, right? It was so humid in summer that the paper grew and shrank, which resulted in poor quality images because the color printing process involved running the same piece through up to 4 times. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Get that. Totally. And so that was the case, huh? That was the let's make a machine that will make this work better for us. I've grabbed some of my lighter paint here, and I'm kind of taking advantage of the condition of the board. And I am just kind of putting this one straight on, which maybe isn't the way to go, but I'm just working with my gut, right? Mm-hmm. So hopefully, let's see, there we go. I'm not sure if I like all of what's happening down here. I think I just want to, yeah, I want to do it like that. All right. Let's do that here for now. So what's really fun, and I think John Berkey himself, air conditioning invention, the more you know. I think John Berkey himself would often do something like this, where he would get all this blue out here, and then grab himself a nice yellow. Because if I come in with this, like right around here. You'll get, oh, I can't even see it, right? Where would that actually be? It would actually interact and go green with the paint that's already down. And that's where you got a lot of the green for some of this stuff. Chris, why are you doing green? Because there's things happening. In theory, yes, there we go. That's where it gets to be a problem. There's sort of a crossing the streams occurring in this scene, and I anticipated having sort of a streak of some kind of crazy undefined energy in this scene, and we're gonna work with it. So maybe like the Nexus, right? The Nexus. We can see it. Thank you. Very cool. All of this is going to settle into green. It's funny. I did this on accident once, and one of my live stream paintings too, and I was like, oh, okay. I think there's a bit of this going on. But yeah. And then if you really want to be unfair, I'm gonna put this down. This is not the time I would normally do it, but it's just fun because blues with oranges. Oh, are you kidding me? We're just gonna do this for a good time. For a good time, you may call. All right. I'm even gonna get a different brush for this. For a good time. Time is the fire in which we burn. No. There we are. Yeah. You can actually go pretty thick with casein. I don't like to go pretty thick with it. It's not the kind of paint that would form a more perfect bond as a thicker paint. Yeah, I think I need to let this dry a bit. This is going to not be what I want it to be. Anyhow, I should have left this... I should have left this blank. I should have left the white behind this. I was hoping for some interaction, but that's okay. We're gonna make this all work. I'm being way too tentative here, by the way. So I'm just gonna smear this. We're gonna let this be the base. We're gonna let this lighten up this space here, and when this all dries, I'll be able to actually perform the right kind of action. I actually just watched Generations recently, Star Trek Generations, and you know what? I still don't like that movie. I don't like it. I'm probably an outlier, but I am not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. You can call me a weirdo. Not my fave. All right. Since I'm just playing anyway, I need my background kind of established. So I'm going to see if I can't do some fun with this. Oh, yeah. I've grabbed some, this is cadmium yellow medium. And I'm going to see if I can't come up with something kind of crazy for this background here. Agree, didn't care for it either. I mean, there's so many... There's like... It's like potentially great, right? Like potentially really great movie. And then Berman and Braga. No. It's a rift in space, everybody. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do like I do like the craziness. A little too straight liney there. I do like the interactions that are going on. This is kind of fun. But I wanted kind of all the warm stuff to be occurring kind of up here. The abstraction occurring. We've reached the best part of Generations is we got the E. Yeah. Oh, you know, one of the things I did love about Generations, I'm not going to bag on it altogether. All that footage we got of the Enterprise D that was actually like shot in 70 millimeter for the original special effects. And yeah, all of that. Oh, that was gorgeous. Oh, you know what? This is kind of weird. I'm not sure. There we go. That's actually I had to change. I'm sorry. I had to adjust the exposure a little bit. This is better. I want to get the color better on this. You know, when all else fails, everybody, just take out the knife. Just take out the palette knife. I'm going to lose a little bit of my station, but that's okay. I ended up having a bit of a soft spot for the Enterprise D, and it's funny. I came around to really like it. I love the Enterprise E design. And I've told John Eves this. I'm like, dude, magic, man. Freaking absolutely mad. I've got one on the shelf behind me. But I miss the D. You know, that's kind of weird. I'm conflicted about all of this. I'm conflicted about the D. All right. I'm just going to keep working the background a little bit here, just because this is fun. Oh, mediocre. There's the other thing about Generations, stellar cartography. That was really effing cool. Stellar cartography was brilliant. I'm just gonna float in some cadmium red here. I'm just playing. This is a celebration of cadmium, everybody. The EE is your second favorite after the refit. It's a great design. It's such a great design. Dum-dum. Try not to make an inappropriate joke. What are you talking about? What inappropriate? You make an inappropriate joke? Never. Oh yeah. Nerds. No. It's a rift of space. Ooh, you like what I'm doing? Thank you so much. I'm having fun. My favorite thing to do is find an excuse to use cadmium red light with blues. As an artist, that is. It's controlled chaos. And then I'm actually going to be able to kind of come in after this dries and call out some effects here, right? Oh, I think somebody needs to go upstairs. Okay. All right. Boom. Come here, Mr. Cosmo. Where are you going, bud? Where did you go? Here he is. Come here, buddy. Come here, sweetie. Oh, yeah. Hi. Everybody. Cosmo. How you doing, man? Oh, yeah. Cat cam. Okay, so this is when cats paint. Just gonna use a palette knife. Okay, there we go. Boom. Okay. This one wants to go upstairs. I'm gonna take him up and take a quick break. Oh, Mediocre says, the 1701D says, hey guys, we're here just poking around the galaxy. The E says, we're here to see what's here, but don't F with me. Yes, exactly. The E means business for sure. All right, folks. 5 minutes. I'm gonna run Cosmo stairs, and we'll be right back. I'm gonna pick up painting on this Berkey-ish looking painting that we've got going on here. Yeah, there we go. All right, be right back, folks. Hey, everybody. We are back. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I am Christopher Dahl. Welcome to the Space Art by Christopher Dahl Studios here in my nice cold basement. We are working on this this sort of pastiche, this send-up of a John Berkey painting here. And, oh, wrong way. There. I've got all the casein paints laid out like a pro. It's all madness here. Nah, I don't mind. But yeah, so we've got this painting that we're working on. I'm kind of the colors are pretty bright right now, which I'm kind of doing just for the benefit of the show here. And I would probably, this one will absolutely need a second pass. I want to tone some of this down, but it's going to be good to have this as a base. The casein will hold up very nicely. Oh, just grab more water here. Anyway, yeah, so let me pull this back up there. Pull my head up on it. So we're going to do, where am I going to go with this? What do I want to go? I'm going to, now that I've kind of got the darks in here, nothing went black, which is great. The darkest thing that I have on here is this color that's in the corners, and it's the same color that I used to a different degree in the dark zones, if you will. So if I go black, it'll deepen it some more, which is great. And well, that is pretty dark. Cat hair everywhere. Cosmo hair all over. Imagine that. I just hugged a cat. So yeah. Cosmo, great cat. He just he gets done sitting down here, and I did hear Stephanie had just come home, so it was I'm sure that was part of it. And we obviously can't take the Enterprise E. That was not my fault. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Enterprise E. Yeah. I remember back after Generations hit, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna do a new Enterprise." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was scouring the internet for any indication of what the new Enterprise is gonna look like. I remember those days. Yeah, it was exciting. It was really exciting. I almost, this little interface right here is a little too cheeky for me, but I'm going to go with it for now and work on it later. So I need to work on like the colors for the body of the station. And for that, I'm going to start with my cerulean blue. Pull my palette over here. I'm going to pre-mix a color. We're going to start going a little lighter colors here. So I got some cerulean blue. I am going to put out my raw umber here. This is kind of going to be my orange, if you will. There we go. I don't really have a good red yet. So I did bring out an alizarin crimson, which I'm going to use as my red tone. And I'm going to shift with this one as opposed to my rose red, which is more of a bright magenta. Oh, that was nice, Chris. Good job. Okay. And with that in mind, let me... Oh, a little bit... I need white. I need titanium white. So I'm going to put some out here that I'm going to mix in, and then I'm going to have some on the side. There we go. This is my chaos palette. Do not follow my palette methodology based on my live streams. I'm just having fun. I'm having a good time, and there's kind of nothing wrong with that, right? So pull this, a touch of, a little touch of my raw umber. I'm kind of just want to get a nice gray, if you will. Maybe a little more blue. Happy Friday! Greetings, Dave Fletcher. How you doing? Congratulations for reaching Friday of the week, everybody. Seriously. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a big mix of... This is where I want to go. Yeah. We are jamming on a painting. There we go. And you too can have one of these in your home. There we go. Okay. I wanted a good kind of base gray. This is going to be a lot brighter than the white. I'm going to work it with my smaller brush here. Oh, I dropped a, where'd it go? Okay. Bummer. Drop my paint rag. Doing great. A bit hot, but life is good. I have to say, that's good to hear. I'm glad. Things are improving here too. I got to be honest with you. I'm having a bit of an uptick after a very long dry spell. So this is very cool. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to start working in the well, that's way too thick. What the actual F? Man, I tell ya. Yeah, come here, you. That just went on there like, that was terrible. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know probably can't see necessarily, but yeah, that was way too thick. It didn't go on nice, and it didn't go on very nice at all, actually. Okay. I actually have some orange in this mix here. But now we get to sort of define the engineering of the station. Bum 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 bum. Hey, I don't know if they're watching, but I know of at least 2 people who are celebrating anniversaries at Microsoft this week. One is John. Congratulations, John, on 25 years. You announced it on Facebook, which freaking awesome. Very cool. And my cousin Chris, 30 years. Woohoo! 30 years. So big shout out. Yeah, Chris and I never actually worked together in the same group, but she was in a lot earlier than I was and stayed a lot longer. So hey, very cool. Your station needs a poop deck. I said poop. That's it. All right, Wes, where are you, Wes? You gotta ban the Blappy. He said poop. No, I'm kidding. Are you kidding? In this house, especially if it's cat poop, you will not be, yeah, it won't be an issue. All right, I got to turn it sideways so I can paint this little bit right here. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. No pooping. Oh, man. Oh, I'm starting to hate this little brush. This little brush is pissing me off. It's not doing what I wanted it to do. I don't like it. So there we go. Curse you, little brush. No. It's humans. The entire station is a poop deck, isn't it? That's a terrible way to be. Yeah, oh baby. So this one's kind of closer to this fresh hell anomaly. So I'm trying to get all the orange toned and tinted bits working here. If you see, I'm not can I get closer? I could get closer, couldn't I? Yes. A little bit closer. There we go. All right. I want to make sure we're in focus. Bear with me. Focus check. There we go. All right, there we are. I've had terrible luck with every flavor of autofocus for these shows, so I don't even do it. I don't even try. Bum 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 bum. Watch, I get a content strike for this. And not by the musicians themselves, who I would gladly just like hug them and go, "Oh, you guys are the best. Are you kidding me?" If anyone knows who the Andrew Allen Orchestra is, it may actually be a guy named Andrew Allen and his friends, I don't know. Please give them a shout out for me and let them know that, oh my gosh, we have absolutely loved their music for this. So yes. Very cool. All this ends up sounding like No Quarter from Led Zeppelin when I first hear it sometimes, and it's just it's the It's the organ open the yeah, whatever that is. Though I forget what that bit was. So these colors that I'm using right now aren't going to be very spectacular, and that's kind of by design. So I'm just trying to stay in a in machine range here, right? Okay, so these are all the upper bits. So now I need to kind of take a darker tone on the bottom. I'm just trying to sorry, I'm doing a quick mix here, folks. Let's see how this works. I get this on the underside. There we go. That's close. Some more water on that. Ah, hate sometimes when that happens. I'm just not taking my time. Not taking my time. I'm getting annoyed with my results. Okay. There we are. In my head, I sounded like Bob's Burgers when he talks to his turkey. Hey, Bob, you're gonna cook me, right? Yeah. My immediate family has been accused of basically being a copy of Bob's Burgers, and I think we qualify. I think there's truth to that. Okay. So as we roll, we're going to try to bring some definition to this station. It's going to go a little darker on the underside here. I need some more of this paint. Here, well, since I'm doing a lot of this mixing, I need to just bring this over so I can do it. I'm mixing this color right up here. That got a little red, but I might be able to work with that. A little more blue. When I don't pre-mix colors on my paintings, I spend a lot of time doing this. Just FYI. I'm a droid and you're annoyed. Annoy the droid. Would that be a holiday? The annoy a droid, annoy your droid day? Okay, this has a very purple edge to it, but I think I'm going to make it work. I'm building a new workbench while listening to you. Oh, you get a new workbench? Very cool. Nothing beats a nice new workbench, revision of the work area, all of the above, I think. So, congratulations. Yeah. All right. I think this is going to be a real good color for our speed flyer here. I'm calling it the speed flyer. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what I'm calling it. I fear that this brush is causing me more issues. I don't think I'm going to use it there anymore. My table is too small for this window. Ew, that's no fun. Too small for this window. Oh, gotcha. The window that you shared and are working at. Yeah, I get that. All right, so now I'm taking the same color over here. Let's see if I can't bring in some of that station. And then we're going to get into some blue tones for the bottom. This is going to be kind of the most mauve. It will be this piece right here. And I'm actually going to come into this section. And all the stuff behind this. All right. This is kind of a... This particular song's a little bit of a drag. I might skip over it. Forgive me. The Han and the Princess one. There we go. Yeah, we're not going to do that. It's a drag to me. I need something a little more lively. Ooh. I kind of like this. Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. This is kind of going to be John Berkey a la Chris Dahl. I guess. Nothing wrong with that, right? All right. Okay. Let's see if I can't bring the... Yeah, there we go. That's a little more blue. That's what we wanted. Some of these too, I'm going to be highlighting, so the colors themselves... is that too dark? It might be too dark. Yeah, a little too dark. A little more blue. There we go. That's what I wanted. Something more like that. Yeah, there we go. The warm light is coming from this whatever this thing is that's going on. This, yeah, the Nexus. Did we establish it's the Nexus yet? I can't remember. I know we were talking about it being the Nexus, but I don't know if that was actually what it was. Anyway, so yeah. And then this all down here, I need to define it, but I can't remember what I was doing, so I'm just going to get the color in, and there we go. And I'm reserving this top section for some effects. There we go. I actually, you know, it's funny. I'm doing pretty okay in the workbench thing. I did get a couple of tables that are very specific to what I do here, but I don't have a good proper workbench. Like what I see, like the shelves that Blappy, like your shelves that fell down. I don't have anything like that. All right. We have some pretty serious folding tables is what we've got. Da, 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 da. Okay. I lost some of the detail, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I'm just going to kind of keep working this, and we'll go from there. Need more water. Looks like a multiphasic subspace quantum rip in the space-time continuum. I'm going with that. The station is there to study it and monitor for anything that might come through. Like the Dominion? Thank you. I like that. I like that a lot. We're going to go with that. Yeah. It is a... Ooh, you know, that kind of gets into the horror thing, too. So maybe, you know, maybe you're stepping into the realm of Event Horizon a little bit, right? Oh, that's actually kind of fun. Okay, I'm going to ditch this brush and go back to a better brush. I'm feeling the need, folks. Species 8472. Ooh, from the liquid realm, the fluidic space. That was so crazy. Yes, the fluidic space people. I love how they kept running into people that weren't like, hey, we found. Occasionally they would run in. I guess they would run into aliens that were just curious about other species, but it was rare and boring.
Mhm.
So you get species 8472 showing up and like, yeah, doing the whole thing, just like, we're gonna kill everything. Of course you are. This is what you guys do. Mediocre says, I used to work for a door company, so one of my workbenches is a solid core door with bench legs. Hey, we've got a solid core door upstairs that we took it down because it was obnoxious where it was at, and I'm kind of thinking that I know Stephanie wants to turn it into a wall or a workbench. I'm surprised she hasn't already. She might just do that. All right. I wanted to refine the shapes here a little bit and maybe get some indication of some structures. Man, there's a lot to paint here. I'm going to paint this up. I don't like this. I want that there. I want that out. And there's still a lot of... there's still too much white from the paper. So I'm going to try to get rid of some of that. I'm just going to kind of gray it down, and maybe this will help me see the overall thing. There we are. That needs to connect. That needs to connect there, and I'm just going to go ahead and... All right. Did not like that one bit. All right, we're going to get some darker paint. But I will tell you this: the previous owner of this house, I think, did a lot of was a contractor of sorts, a woodworking, millworking professional contractor. We have a lot of wall panels that are clearly left over. Like this, all the stuff behind me is clearly stuff left over from some work project. The entire upstairs redo that they did, I think in 1985, looks like it was probably done with off pieces of stuff from whatever project they had. I love it. I mean, it's insane here, but it all worked out well for what they were doing. We absolutely do that. We will reuse whatever we can. My current model desk here is actually a very solid like office space style table. A lot nicer than what they had in Office Space 2, I'll tell you that right now. Same kind of thing. Oh yeah, this is where, okay, now tell me, everybody, are we getting there? Are we starting to feel, are we feeling the Berkey? Let me know in the chat. Are we feeling the Berkey? I think Rhonda slept through my live stream again this week. I'm kidding. Hey, listen, if any of you missed the live stream for whatever reason, do not feel bad. I appreciate the support, and I know that we're all going to be back here having fun with it at some point. So, yeah, good times. Don't even worry about it. I'm just going to keep coming back and doing it. And there we go. Oh, I could feel it. Thank you. There we go. That was bothering me. We're getting to the Berkey, folks. We're bringing the Berkey. It's like we're channeling his immense sci-fi-ness. John Berkey did not enjoy doing the work he did for Hollywood movies. He thought it was a hassle and was asked to work on Star Wars and said no after having worked on King Kong and Orca, and I think the Towering Inferno, maybe. I think a couple of those are, yeah, I think a couple of the Irwin Allen disaster movies of the era. I think he worked on those, and it was just not conducive to his brain, is what he was basically saying about the experience. But he was asked to work with Ralph McQuarrie and that whole crew. That was his contention, and he elected not to do it. So there you go. The fool. No. The funny thing is, I don't really think John Berkey himself, I mean, he had to have liked sci-fi some. But in general, I think he felt a little typecast. Like, once he kind of got a couple of those sci-fi books under his belt, like, everyone was like that was kind of his thing for a long time. I don't think he much appreciated that. Because when I've looked through his collections, a lot of his earlier advertising work, you wouldn't think it's the same guy, and it's pretty neat. Yeah, he did some fishing and stream work that was really really cool as part of his years as a advertising illustrator. Yeah. I guess it just kind of happens to any of us. You kind of end up, you find something that people like to pay you for, and you do it. So sometimes it works, but I imagine, like anything else, you get overloaded with it, and it becomes kind of your life for a while, and I can see how that would be an issue. So yeah, no. There we go. Oh man, we're feeling the Berkey. We are feeling feel the Berkey. Yes. So I just need a lot of. This is where you get into the greebliness of stuff, right? So I could just do this all day long. The station needs some high fidelity detail, but I always go too far and too consistent. So I'm going to work on holding back a little bit here as we proceed with just some little details. Oh man. For every one of these that I'm marking in dark, I plan on coming back with some light colored work too. In fact, I almost have to do that. We'll see. All right. Dang, man. Damn. We will be doing some proper stars later, but I'm going to add some hint of them here too, just while we're here. Bum bum. These would be, as I would say, the start of some hero stars. There we go. Bum ba da bum bum. Let's see. This is still, the paint's still tacky. It doesn't dry when you get it kind of thick like I did. It takes a little longer to dry. But this is starting to set up nicely. So yeah, it just has that casein smell too. Here we go. Let me see how if I can hold this up in a fashion that this is a okay. This camera is very is a little too bright, or the light is hitting it improperly. So yeah, it's this is a better. This is a very good. This is what I'm seeing on my monitor here, on my monitor off camera. This is actually the proper color. Damn, not bad. Okay, cool. Hey, we are going to continue painting, shall we? I think it looks good. Not tacky at all. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, tacky. Forgive me. Tacky in the sense that sticky, sticky tacky, not like tacky as in obnoxious looking, like not tacky like gold trim on the White House tacky, right? That's not what I meant. Okay, thank you though, appreciate it. All right, let's see if we can't make this come up and come live. That one already had kind of a good thing of it. I'm going to do this slow. My tendency has always been to go a little too fast with this stage, so I'm going to just let this sing, with your permission. I believe that was sarcasm. Okay, yeah, thank you. You're right. I wasn't reading the cues. Sorry. I love it. It's been a long week, everybody. It's been a really long week. Holy crap. I gotta tell you, I am loving my new life as a full-time artist. It is the hardest thing I have. You're in a goofy mood. No, believe me, I am. I love it. I absolutely dig it. I'm having the time of my life, finally, working as a full-time artist. But it is absolutely the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. And some weeks it really kicks your butt, let me tell you. No apologies necessary. Are you kidding? I am like, everyone that's met me in person will confirm I absolutely am a goofy person by nature. Iridium had to put up with me in high school when I was first discovering things like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and The Young Ones. You have no idea how obnoxious I could be when I was completely untethered at the time. And I was, too. Haha, I was untethered. All right, we need this thing to be like... the reflection's going to be kind of on... Is it going to be kind of on here? I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to brighten that up. No, it's going to be on this side. Go with your instinct, Chris. Go with your instinct. Go with your instinct. There was like this period of years where it seemed like something goofy and new was being discovered by my friends and myself, and the Young Ones was one, and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In general, anything British comedy, with the exception of what's his name, Benny Hill. We kind of got over Benny Hill. My friends and I really appreciated kind of the crazy anarchy kind of styled stuff. So yeah, Young Ones and so forth. All right, let's see here. We need, by making this background so bright behind this part of the station, it's kind of difficult. It was all fun. Oh man, maybe it was the teachers that we had that got annoyed at me. There we go. I think these towers are going to be dark, to be honest with you, but I'm going to try rendering them as I was thinking anyway. Yeah, I'm not easily offended. Although the people that have seen my wrath one way or the other would probably say, that guy's easily offended. I don't know what you're talking about. He's a super sensitive blah, 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 blah. Nah. Probably the people that exceeded my patience level for their crap. So, yeah. No, I'm very we good. We all good. Okay. I have to do a thing on this spot right here, and I'm gonna do it right now because I see what I see what it is, and I see what I can do, and I'm gonna do it. I need this part of the station arm behind this ship to be dark, so that I'm gonna just do that. There we go. Oh, I lost my music. I lost the music. Look at that, adding more stuff to it. Cool. All right. And then maybe a little bit on there too. Bring that on down. Cool. We're gonna restart it from the top, everybody. There we go. Bam. Thank you all for joining me here today too. I am Christopher Dahl, space artist, rocket scientist. Sitting here from the basement studio in Oil City, Pennsylvania, covering up the gray of my hair. There we go. No, I'm very gray. If I was bothered by being gray, I would have gone crazy years ago. But the hat was a gift, and I love it. So there we go. All right, let's kick this back in here. Da, 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 da. We're going to do a little bit in here. Boom. I love the little, I think I've said this before, another Hitchhiker's, I love the fiddly bits. I'm like Slarty Bartfast, who's like, I love coming in and doing the fjords. I love making all the little things that make it look like, you know, there's a lot going on, even though there might not be. It's just give it some detail. Give it some detail. All right, I'm giving it detail. But I need it to be... giving it that cathedral-like quality here of adding little bits of things all over the top of it, which is probably too small for anyone to actually see, but we're doing it anyway. We're going to do the thing. Oh, I needed to get this. Yeah, this one right here is what I needed. I needed that. If you hear clicking, this particular track, I've used it a lot, right? And I use it for the opening. I used to think that my audio was causing me problems, and I was getting clicking in the... I was like, oh, great. So maybe I have to get a better version of this this track. And so I went back and re-downloaded it because I purchased this music, right? And no, that clicking is in the track. Like, they put it in to make it feel like vinyl. Oh, those little lines are making it pop. This this is the fun part, Dave. This is like I work the entire painting just to get to this part because you do just little. Oh, too much. I have to get too much paint. Yeah, you get it just to the point where it's doing little things. Too much. I did too much there, but that's okay. We'll do more. Yeah. Have to have almost like no paint on there, and you have to like almost not even touch it, right? It has to be like barely, and not like that. All right. Stop ruining things, Chris. You're ruining things. Stop doing it. No. There's a couple of things, a couple of parts of a painting like this where I really start to get excited because the effect is so good. That's one, is like just adding the little lines. And a lot of that has to do with the color too, right? So I'm adding a little white here to brighten up this ship. This is going to be like very bright compared to the background because I really want to make this thing seem like it is really close to us, the viewer, and I feel like I'm getting there. So there we go. I need to turn the painting over to do that. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, there we are. And then add some bits back here and bobbles there. And you know, this thing needs to have kind of its own like maybe it has its own radar setup on this side of it. So we'll put that on. And just adding more levels of highlight. Like I used to run straight to white, right? That's kind of the John Berkey thing. You get used to seeing what looks like big swaths of white, and on analysis of it, it's not a lot of white. Far less white than it would appear. Lots of grays. And it was years ago that I started noticing that the magic really isn't always out in these harsh colors out here, but it is in the subtlety of what's happening in here next to the harsh colors. I will say that I had someone get into my shit saying I was basically copying like either Star Trek or artists like Berkey, right? The same way AI was. After I like lost my original temper, I had to say no. The idea of painting from an artist you know is a well-known way of actually sorting out the details. You know, I don't like just copying for the sake of copying. I've done it before, but I also want to imbue it with a little bit of my own sensibilities, my own style, my own flavor at the same time. And you know, honestly, sometimes I have absolutely come away and with a flat out freaking copy of something that I liked of John Berkey's, and that's okay. You know, I also don't try to, when I do stuff like that, I try not to just like jump out and go, look at this beautiful painting that I did. I mean, I have fun with it, but I realize that, you know, I am actually standing on the shoulders of giants and maybe just making an impassioned pitch, right? So, hey, David Kelly's here. How you doing, David? Good to see you tonight. David Kelly, tell us, has the heat hit your corner of the world yet? If not, it's on its way, so good luck, pal. How you doing? This level of light is kind of, I could be using this for windows and such. In fact, I might. Let me see. I want a couple. Let me just test it. I would like them there. I think that can kind of read as a window. Let me just make sure. There's 1 and 1. There we go. Yeah, we'll get those in. It's been crazy hot this week. Today is cooler. Yeah, we were all lamenting. I think we're all in different parts of North. I think we're all in different parts of North America. I haven't gotten the word from the California West Coast necessarily, but I know everyone here east of the Mississippi is just like, what the heck? My other danger that I would get into here is I would not I made too consistent of a window here. I felt the same way about model building. Mediocre says I can't just build straight out of the box. Every model needs to have a bit of the old mediocre touch, and that's the joy of it, right? I mean, sure, there's especially when you're first starting out, like with models, your tendency is going to be to just like, all right, I'm going to build this straight up, and that's still fun. But yeah, pretty soon you get to a point where like, well, I'm going to do it this way, or you see a detail that you know could be rendered better, or maybe something doesn't exist at all, so you really have to. Yeah, I hear you. I think it's cool, and it really comes out in the build, because you know I've been a judge at Wonderfest, and not to brag, I'm just like, I've had the opportunity to kind of sit down up close with people's models, and even the ones that are like, hey, this is built straight out of the box, you can always tell somebody has put an edge on it. Even, I will say, even so far as the children's, the youth group stuff, you start seeing very early on indications of personality, right? Nothing in an art is original. Everyone builds on the past. This is very true. We build and we evolve, right? Yeah, like you say, it challenges, shows ideas in different lights. That's how culture in all forms works. Yeah, it's I also looked at it like, all right, I would love to like be John Berkey's apprentice, right? But he never took one on when he was alive, and now he's not alive, so I can't even ask. So the next best thing is to do a deep analysis. I mean, how rude of Renoir and some of the other paintings to not be available for me to, you know, use them as reference. But yeah, I don't think I've ever tried a Renoir, so I'm just like lounging out now. I'm lounging out. I want to do my windows now, and I want to do some crazy windows here. We're gonna do some windows, or windows and different spots. But I'm also like, I think I keep harping on this. I'm trying to not do a uniform consistency with the size, shape, or density of the windows. I need to not do that. So I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to keep telling myself to keep changing it up, because I need to not do the same thing. There we go. Yeah, I mean, come on. Being dead is a pretty lame excuse. So many people just throw that "I'm dead" excuse, right? Leonard Nimoy, lazy. Sorry. I like to think that if I made a joke like that and Leonard Nimoy was in the room, he would laugh. Leonard Nimoy, if you're in the room, please show up and let us know. Nothing. There's more lights on this side because it's nighttime. Tune in next week when Chris does the Sid Mead inspired page. Don't tempt me, Blap. It's been a while since I've tried a Sid Mead one. I thought about I'm doing these drawing classes. I'm doing these drawing courses, right? And at the core of it is industrial design style drawing, which is really Sid Mead stuff, right? So I'm barking up that tree, and it's kind of fun, but at the same time, it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I might do it. I might do it. Okay. As long as I'm not going over here, I don't think I am. I intend to use a different color too, but right now I just want the dots. I want the dots in the dash. We need the dots in the dashes. Why do we need the dots in the dashes, sir? We need the dots in the dashes so that we can come back with the color, right? There we go. Yeah. Sid Mead, though, was one of the, next to John Berkey here, Sid Mead was one of the other ones that was like, I want to go and learn how to be an industrial designer. Because I very specifically saw that Sid Mead did all the design work in Blade Runner and Tron and all these movies, and it listed him right there, industrial design. So that's why I went and studied industrial design and got the degree. In the hopes that maybe someday I'd be able to design the next starship. Nah, but then they just got John Eaves to do it. They did, you know, that guy. No. John, I am absolutely joking if you if you come across this. No, John's cool. I missed I'm looking forward to the Crystal and Canadian crew return to Wonderfest so I can hang with some of these people again because that's a good time. Yeah. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. But no, I briefly thought the industrial design degree came after an actual real associate's degree in film production. My friend Matt Wanba and I attended Lansing Community College, and we came away each with an associate's degree. Although I think we bailed on the last couple of credits and took a general degree, but we had all of the film production credits. Right, we were doing short films in 16 millimeter the whole time. And I very much was trying to set myself up to say, hey, what's it going to take for me to go out and design the next starship, right? Star Trek ship. Because, you know, Next Gen was kicking off pretty good, and they were starting to see, you know, there was clearly some effort there. John Eaves is very cool. Nicest guy you ever want to meet. Hey, watch out for that. He will absolutely give. He will play practical jokes. He will absolutely play a practical joke, and he got me and a couple other guys. It was hilarious. I think I caught him on this one. I think I got him to laugh at it. So, this was 2015. I think was the last. It was one of the last Wonderfests before I kind of dropped out for a while due to life. And oh yeah, it was the Star Wars special. Phil Tippett, right? Phil Tippett, the guy that did the Phil Tippett was visiting. This is the year that he was announcing that he was redoing the stop motion work for the Millennium Falcon chessboard for one of the movies. And it was also one of the first times he was at Wonderfest. Phil Tippett, really nice, also a really nice guy, by the way. Super, super nice dude, right? I hadn't met him yet. We were standing around on Friday night, and John Eaves, you know, he showed up, and we were just kind of like, hey, hi, you know, catching up and everything. Rick Sternbach was there that year, and a couple of other people. But and just as we were breaking up, I was saying, yeah, I was kind of looking forward to finding Phil Tippett and introduce myself and saying hi. And John takes me aside. And he goes, hey, here's the thing about Phil. He doesn't like to be talked to directly, so don't look him in the eyes, right? And just don't touch him. I was like, okay, all right, don't look him in the eyes. Don't address him. Let him speak first. Okay, he's really shy. And it took me like a day and a half. Well, yeah, that was like a Friday night. It was sometime Saturday or Sunday. I finally ran into it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna remember what John said. You know, I thought it, you know, Phil Tippett would be kind of this delicate guy, and I ran into him at after one of the talks, and he's like super nice guy, totally like digging being there and talking to us, and I'm like, okay, Eves, you got me. I laughed about that for days after that. Totally got me. Let's see. Yeah, so I've met John Eves, Rick Sternbach, and Rick, if you're watching, sorry I missed both of you. I actually still have artwork from both of them that I purchased that I need to get on the walls here. But yeah. Oh, I feel Star Wars folks. I feel like I've got a little bit of Zebulon medical frigate going on here, don't I? Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's see. What do I need here to do on this? We're gonna get a little bit more color inside of some of these areas. I want some more cad yellow. I'm just putting a little more color out on the board here, folks. Anyway, that was really funny. Oh, it's not. It's not bright enough. I'm trying to get a little bit of color on some of these windows there. So I got a little green, and we're gonna do. Where's the? I need more orange. We're gonna bring some of the color from the background into the scene by way of windows and maybe a few other effects. I've got this album memorized. I do think I need some hint of the brightness occurring on here. This maybe I don't need the color in the windows. Maybe I just need it on this, because this is a pretty harsh bright thing going on here. I'm messing it up. I don't want to do that. That's the wrong place for that color. I don't think I can lift that either. But I can come over and do this. So there we go. You weren't a big fan of the TNG Enterprises that got a bit round jelly mold for your taste? Yeah. The isn't that what they said in Picard? Nobody wants the fat one. So yeah, there was a design philosophy going on with the D that one of the other designers the D was mostly Andrew Probert, not the hockey player. That was Bob Probert for the Red Wings. He really had some strong opinions about what was supposed to be happening with the D and the shapes. I did meet him as well. And yeah, if he had gotten his way, there would have been no hull paneling on the surface of the ship, which you would think, okay, that's not a big deal, really. But yeah, it would have been a big deal. He didn't like. He wanted it to seem like the whole thing was made from one giant piece of like ceramic or something, which would imply, and I think accurately so, that the Federation possessed some pretty amazing technology, right? Like pretty amazing manufacturing technology. And I do think that might have been the right way to go, honestly. But that was overruled, and that was there. And the other thing he didn't like, what was the thing he didn't like? Oh, he was still mad that Gene Roddenberry insisted that the bridge of the Enterprise was on top instead of like dead in the middle. He was like, no one would ever. Probert was one of those that was like, no one would ever do this. What are you thinking? And they were like, no, bridge on top. The great bird of the galaxy has spoken. So yeah, that was how that worked. He was still sore about it. That was funny. 3D printed starships. Yeah, right, exactly. Which, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like for real, like you wouldn't be in his own words, you wouldn't necessarily be hauling 4x8 like sheets of metal into orbit to assemble the thing. Like, we just got back from the Home Depot. Here we go, folks. So yeah, I do think he was onto something there a little bit. Yeah. And oh yeah, you could totally see that's where that would go, right? 3D printed by bots that were in the field, right? So you park yourself by an asteroid, and you take the asteroid apart and go for it, right? Just 3D print your ship. Trying to see if I can save what's going on over here. I don't know if I can until I get it. There we go. Yeah. I think that's where this stuff needed to be. It was like right along. That's where I got it wrong. I think that needed to be like right in there. Yeah, that's what happened. I need a little bit of this. Okay. There we go. Sore about the position of the bridge, but fine with all those ridiculous windows. I don't know who did the. I don't think he. Maybe he did. I can't remember if he was the final call on the windows. I forgot to give him shit about the windows. No, I think they did. I think they did a couple of iterations. It took me a long time to warm up to the vertical windows. It's kind of like I'm still old school. I don't like vertical videos. I like my videos like this. I don't like this. Anyway. But yeah. All the windows. Seriously. Again, took me a long time to warm up to the D, but once I did, I kind of, I learned to love it. I do like the people that have estimated the interior space of the Enterprise D and counted the number of people, and they've made estimates that in theory you could go weeks if you on your average shift and not see somebody, right? Like that would it very much could be the case where you might not be able to might not run into somebody, which I think is hilarious. In my books, I have giant 3D modular O'Neill cylinder. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally. I mean, that is, yeah. I think that's the way to go. That's the way it'll go. Especially for major components, right? I still think you're going to see a lot of, assembly, either by robots or possibly people. Who knows? That's always hard to say. But there we go. I can't get. I think I know what I'm going to try to do to get this. I have a problem with one part of this. I need to figure out how to. There we go. I needed some way to indicate there's a shape under this. Dun 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 dun. There we go. I was never a fan of the separated Enterprise. Yeah, that was a I thought, okay. But remember, this is like the era when they were just everyone was doing Transformers, right? Like, and I know that Roddenberry wanted to be able to do that, you know, for in the original, like that was supposed to be a design feature of the Enterprise. Like that was a big thing, and they never got a chance to do it, which is fine. But yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah. Hey, how you doing there? Android 81 Designs. Yeah, good evening. It's all good. We're in good shape, man. The saucer. I mean, I do remember I had to kind of sit there and watch the show and go, okay, all right, we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. We're doing this thing. All right. There was a lot of that going on in Encounter and Farpoint, which I remember I recorded it the night that it aired on a fresh VHS tape and rewatched it immediately, to the annoyance of my roommates and friends who were over at the time. To heck with them. My house, my rules. No. But yeah. It definitely had a different feel to it than what we were expecting, didn't it? Which I think even they will admit was would have been was an interesting thing. All right, I am going to do a different thing back on the top here. I want a little bit of this. I'm going to try something here. I think... Yeah, this is the way to go. This is the way. This is the way I have spoken. Okay, that might have been what was causing some of my problem. This thing needed to be in the darkness. There we go. I think that's going to... Yeah, that's kind of the way that's going to go. I saw that Ford just announced it was rehiring 300 designers they'd fired and replaced with AI. That's happening in a lot of places, by the way. I am hearing that from multiple industries. Yeah, hey, by the way, yeah. There's a backlash that's going to happen, and a well-earned backlash. And I'm not a Luddite, everybody. I know that there's a wave of the future thing happening, but yeah, not this way, not this game. All right. Wow, actually, I've been running pretty good here today. I'm going pretty good. I know I kind of poop out a lot of times, and a lot of that is my just having a lot to do. I do get tired on some things. It has been a lot to rescue this art business of mine, and it is going well. I will say that. We are doing pretty good. Better than we had. And it's going to cost them big. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm kind of like, hey, if you are a software company and you've decided that you want to go this route, good luck, man. I wish you the best, and you know, I hope that you don't have to hire everybody back. And as it turns out, that is the case for a lot of stuff. I'm trying to spend a little time up front to give this thing a little life, you know, just to make it seem like it's live. There we go. Whatever this ship is. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. Trying to get some darkened material up here. And then the last thing I want to do, I'm going to leave this part in the background until it is dry. Dry. Like, I'm going to probably come back and do that bit. But I want to get my black out. Where is my black? Ivory black. And I am going to do a little detailing. AI has its uses. Some things it generally does well. There's no intelligence in it. Agreed. I agree that there's things it could do. Seriously. One, I want AI to translate human into cat, dog, and every other animal and back to human again. Thank you. Two, I want AI to do my laundry, mow my lawn, vacuum the house, change the cat boxes, also handle my bills. Come up with a surefire way to make millions off of doing this shit, and help me with that. Yeah, be a manager, right? Like all of that. Nah, that's just me being a whiny guy. But I've got the art. Like I feel like I've got the art thing at least to a point where, you know, I need a piece of paper. Hold on. I feel like I've got the art thing down at least to a point where I can maybe make a dent at it. I might be okay in 20 years, right? Let's one up. All right, testing my paint here is what I'm doing. I want black paint, but I want it to be at a good mixture here. I don't need. You know what I don't hear? I used to hear people like 2 years ago. I heard a lot of people trying to convince me to get in and do AI art specifically. I don't hear that anymore. What I did hear, I had a very good, I had a great meetup with some friends of mine that I used to live with back the same year I was Lansing, including one of them was my roommate at the time, and my other pal Shane, he was recommending that I look into it for some biz dev stuff, biz dev stuff, and I'm like 100%. That absolutely, yeah. I'm using a little bit of the black here, just to get in some depth. Yeah. I don't even want to ruin this at all, so I got to be real careful. There we go. But as usual, what the billionaire class wants to do with it is absolute shit, you know. And just you can just tell by the way they went about it what their motivations are. They don't have any sense of well-being for anybody other than themselves and their little enclave of, you know, crazy industrialists. I think they basically, yeah. I'm in danger of ranting, so I got to be real careful here. But yeah, I do think that there's going to be a backlash. I think there already is a backlash, and it is well earned. And these fuckers are going to learn. There we go. All right. Yeah, and what was the one I saw posted today? I love how it's like, hey, look, AI can make all the people that are using AI to do their posters for local businesses, and they all suck. Like all of the AI posters look the same. It looks like a haunted farm carnival thing. They all look terrible. And they all look the same. AI could do anything. Makes the same poster for 500 different people in one town. You know, it's very, very true. So they tried to use it to track our metrics and it was completely off. Oh my God. Could you even imagine? Like, there's no way that thing isn't going to isn't going to make shit up, right? It is the I'm making shit up engine. That really is an accurate portrayal of it. It lied, making our numbers seem way higher than they were. Well, okay, so I'm okay with AI making my numbers appear higher. Those AI posters are gross, right? Aren't they gross? Like, and you immediately know. Like, you look at one and go, "Oh, that's fucking AI, man." And then you immediately know the quality of the person that spent time doing it. None at all. That's what's going to. I've tried to tell people this is going to this is a problem, right? This is. Oh, it's so cool! I could do all this stuff. Well, yeah, you're also broadcasting that you're a lazy fuck. And I'm not going to be nice about it. That's exactly what it is. And they're still... anyway, I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant. I am going to gracefully let people fail and figure it out on their own, which is a great philosophy to live by, because that means I can just sort of sit back and focus on painting my John Berkey-style painting here. I will not watch a YouTube vid if the thumbnail's AI generated. Oh, yeah, me neither. In fact, if I see an AI generated video sent up into my feed, like, you're gonna like this, thank you, no YouTube, I will block it. I'll block the channel. When I see somebody post an AI bit of, oh, it's my AI Starship, my AI Space 1999 take where it's a cross mix with Firefly, fuck off. No, I'm done with it. It's not cute. It stopped being cute years ago. I delete it. I have blocked people who might someday be good artists who have wasted my time with AI. I doubt it. I don't think they're going to be good artists. I don't think they were good artists to start with. If they were good artists, they would certainly see the very obvious problems just with the AI is not going to age well, right? It is not going to age well at all. This year's AI is going to look terrible in about 2.5 years, right? In about 2.5 years, all these people are going to be like, yeah, but this AI is going to be better than that. And I'm like, no, it's all the same. It's all going to be shit, right? It's it was shit then. It's gonna be shit now. You use AI as an artist, you just give up. You'll be branded as a hack. And if I catch you and you come up later and say, I never used AI, I'm gonna call you to the mat and say, yes you did, you fucking hack, and you better by that point have worked out a way to get yourself out of it and redeem yourself, because I will not forget. My worries are what the next generation will think about the use of AI in everything. Well, I don't think they're going to have that. I don't think we're going to have that problem. Hey, thanks for welcome aboard. Okay, forgive me if I messed up your name. No, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think future generations are going to be like, okay, here's the generation that figured out it was crap, and then after that they sorted out like how to not make it so crap. That's my prediction. I think that is really what will happen. AI does not create. Oh, it absolutely is you're right. It is absolutely a regurgitation machine, at best. And there are some people that I respected as designers and artists who early on jumped on it. One guy was just I was annoyed that he just jumped in with AI slop and early enough on where people were just like, oh, this is great. I don't know how you did this. And he wrote it and he gave me shit for like being like, no, I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna go there at all. I can't believe he gave me shit about that. I was so disappointed in him. Well, you can just keep doing what you're that old way if you want to. I'm like, I cannot even believe you're pulling that off on me right now. So yeah, I will bide my time and I will be victorious. They shall remember me. No, it gets down to the question of why you do things at all. And honestly, if you want me to read about your event in town and you show me that you did it with like a basic AI tool and not just like grab Canva and some clip art in 5 minutes, I'm really not going to be impressed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rant, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let me see here. I'm thinking... let me just do it this way, while you guys can watch with me here too. I think this needs some stars, is what I think. I feel like I've got this to a point where I kind of want to let it set up to do the finishing touches I described to sort of blend this in a bit. What can I do? I will try one thing. I have some cadmium red extra deep, which is the darker cadmium red. Let me see if I can put some of that in here. I am curious. Anyway, forgive me. Didn't mean to turn this into an AI rant. There you go. Oh my God, the artist ranted about AI. God forbid. Who could have seen that coming? All right. Oh yeah, this might be the way to go. I think I am going to take a second and work this in. We've finally been catching up with the last couple of seasons of The Bear, right? The Bear over on I think Hulu and FX are playing The Bear. And I love a good AI rant. Oh, Blappy. I've had to really sit on my ranting in the last couple of years, and I'm really annoyed because I can give a good rant. I give good rant, as anyone who knows me can attest, right? Yeah, where was I going with that? I have no idea. Anyway, The Bear. So we're watching The Bear, right? Which, by the way, I fall in love with this show. I hope it's not just a flash in the pan. I don't think it is. I think they're doing it for the right reasons. I love the themes of excellence and personal forgiveness. And really, this I know it gets into sort of the maybe unearned romance of cooking and so forth, but it is. There's an art to cooking even too. But yeah, I feel like there is a thread here about be human, right? Be human. That is I think that's the thread. Don't be afraid to be human. Take the hard way occasionally. The hard way is not a problem. By the way, I thought about the John Berkey Painted Space art book a couple of weeks ago. Oh my gosh, you've got Painted Space? Ooh. That's the old one, isn't it? I don't even I don't own that one yet. Oh my god, that's it. I want a copy of that book, but yeah, it's pretty costly if I'm not mistaken. Last couple times I looked, I found these copies that were like $200. I'm like, I can't do it. my art director at Bethesda Softworks had one. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is such a great book. Back when I worked at Bethesda Softworks briefly, and we were working on a space game. My art director Sean Mitchell and I pulled that out regularly, and we were going through it, and it wasn't my copy; it was his copy, and I never got it. I think it's a damn shame there isn't a newer. I would love to see one of the art book companies take on a John Berkey retrospective. None of them are doing it, which is really, I think, kind of a missed opportunity. So yeah. Wait, Starfield? Oh no, I worked on no, I long before Starfield. No, this is like back in 1998, like way back, right? At the time, Bethesda Softworks owners were good friends with the folks at Centropolis Entertainment. And if you remember Centropolis Entertainment, they did Independence Day, Godzilla, yeah, all those, right? Well, the short of it is, I was on the West Coast. I was in the Seattle side. We were doing racing games. We got finished with some, and they had the opportunity to do a licensed Centropolis game for an upcoming movie book tie-in called The 10th Planet, which the book got published. It was terrible. It was terrible. And not the fault of the authors. They were they're well known. I think Reeves Stevens and his wife. I think I can't remember. Anyway, it's in Amazon, and so we got spun up to do a couple of sci-fi game tests, and so we took some time. We stood down. And we were looking through what would the aesthetic of this game be, what would the game, but we didn't even know what the story was going to be. We just heard The 10th Planet, and we were about the fourth go at it because they had continually promised this big sci-fi franchise game called The 10th Planet, and there was nothing. Like, they would show up at E3 every year, and it's like, the biggest joke is the vaporware gods of Bethesda Softworks and The 10th Planet. Anyway, so I got to work on that. Todd Howard, though, who stayed with Bethesda over the years, and he became like the lead on Starfield, and good for him. No, Todd's a good guy. He probably doesn't even remember me. He was a line artist, the line designer, the same way. I think he wasn't even the art director at the time. I think he was like me. He was a lead artist. So I kind of was at the top of it. I would coach a team. They didn't directly answer to me, and that's what he was. He had about 4 or 5 other people. Anyway, so that was way before Starfield. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I didn't stick around with them yet, but I didn't want to bust my ass for $30,000 a year at a time when everyone was making 60 to 80 doing what I was doing. So once I found that out, it made it real hard to stick around. Okay, I think I did like. Okay, I liked toning this down a bit. I'm going to do a little bit more. When did I leave? I left in, I'm just thinking about this. 1999 was when I left. And I left and took a job. I got out of games altogether. And I ended up working at Microsoft as a user experience designer. I shifted my field entirely. I stopped being a game designer and totally went UX for Visual Studio. DevDiv, which was, kind of a shock. Going from, say, video games to space video games to freaking what did I work on? Team server. Yeah, we were doing versioning control, bug tracking, and some other things as part of their Visual Studio 7 release. I think it was Visual Studio, whatever the 2000 release was for that. I'll have to remember it. But yeah, the reality was I was living in Olympia, Washington, and the people an hour and a half north of us, up in Seattle, were all making twice what we were making. So I actually had landed an interview with Electronic Arts to do the same kind of stuff with those guys. But there was a non-compete agreement involved. Thank you, Bethesda. And it was absolutely not legal at the time for the state that we were in, but they got away with it, and I lost that job. I had an offer and everything, so I just said, fuck it, I'm getting out of games. Which is fine, because honestly, games turned out to be even more volatile than UX. UX was good for a while. But yeah. Just kind of chasing the dream, everybody. Sorry, UI artist. Hey, you were a UI artist, same business. Oh, cool, awesome. Wait, when you say game, you say same business, games or dev or like tech, right? UI artist. It was funny when I first started. Everything was UI, user experience design, and then about halfway into my career, the UX monitor started to become the happy things. Everyone was UX now, user experience. And you know, while I missed working on something exciting like games, honestly, I really enjoyed my time at UX design. Games, okay, cool, games, nice. Oh, you know, I did a little bit of, that's what got me in. I did some UI work for our games, and that's kind of what got me the chops to consider doing it in the first place, which is pretty cool, I thought. Neat. Yeah, I kind of miss those years. It was a good time. I'm actually kind of disappointed. I would have stuck around with it longer, but man, I tell you, every one of these fields is just it became a Shark Tank after about the, well, quite honestly, after the 2000 crash, things absolutely changed for the worse in every aspect, and then the 2008 debacle really blew it up. That would be UE, yeah. In a different life, I did board repair on arcade video games and pinball machines. Oh, very cool. Hey, Iridium and I are going to hit you up when we get some arcade games we want to repair and restore. I want a Space Invaders game, damn it. Hey, Houdini Bob, would you help me with that? I want to restore a Space Invaders game, specifically Space Invaders Deluxe, because that had the cool background to it. That's so cool. I mean, I wouldn't want to go back to the 80s, but they had some fun aspects to it. Like, video games were weirdly disruptive to the social order, and I love that they were. It's actually kind of hilarious that they were. Well, any form of games in general, for that matter, right? It was all disruptive. How dare you do something interesting with your life? You know, how... Anyway, yeah. I don't think people have properly identified just how messed up the 80s really were. There's some aspects to it that don't get captured in retrospectives. Everyone focuses on the music and the media and stuff, but there was something a little different going on. I have 3 arcade games from the 80s and a 70s pinball machine. Oh, wait. Did you say you got... Wait. Iridium, did you get the Tempest, or did you say you were looking to get a Tempest? Man, I tell you, a Tempest would be cool. We were talking about Tempest a while ago. The vector graphics screen, right? I'm just working on getting my, what do you call that? My contrast up here, folks. Just trying to get the contrast up. That's so fun. I did enjoy the folks at Microsoft that owned older video games would bring them in and leave them, probably because their spouses said, "Get that shit out of here! Get that shit out of my house!" So every time you would walk around campus, it didn't matter really which corner of campus you were on. You would always run into somebody's video game someplace. It's how I saw some of the rarer ones, anyway. Personally, I think it's the live service games that the money people saw was a thing I kept chasing, that bit live service game. That's why now more indie studios are creating more interesting games. Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, the industry is definitely like eating itself, right? Eventually, enshittification comes in many forms, right? And you just cannot get around it. And always the really cool stuff, yeah, that stuff's gonna fall to the indies and the independents and those willing to take the chance, right? All right, I'm giving some stripes to this thing. I love Tempest, but I was complete shite at it. Yeah, that's right. I would play it anyway. I don't care. Just do it. Gyrus, he says. Oh, that's so cool. I remember Gyrus. That was a cool game. Gyrus, Miss Pac-Man. Oh my god. Oh, and the wide body Atari pinball. Oh, yes. Dun, 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 dun. I love putting stripes on these ships. It just makes them read nicely. There we go. I need to do something with some of these areas. Hang tight. Tempest was a game that was definitely designed to just kick your teeth in, right? Like you get about 3 levels with Tempest that don't just like absolutely destroy your brain, right? And then after that, it just goes right after your head. It's like, nope. All right, human, you're toast. I don't know of any other way to describe it. Yeah, Tempest jumps right into your face, right? It very quickly devolves. Anyone remember Star Castle? I remember Star Castle. Same kind of vector graphics, right? I remember that, except it used color gels, right? I actually really liked that game. I thought that was a really cool game. Another vector-based one. Yeah. Oh, Asteroids. Asteroids, and then a few years, maybe 5 or 6 years before Asteroids was the 2-player game Space War, where you had 2 different ships, right? And it was like 1 player versus another. I loved that game. That was absolutely a favorite. I'm trying to add some more details here. Yes, color gels on Star Castle. Oh, Robotron. Oh man, that thing was that was nasty. And Berserk. Stop the humanoid. Stop the intruder. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. I'm sorry, it was more like intruder alert. Intruder alert. But my friends and I did actually beat Dirk Daring and Dragon's Lair when they launched that in. We stuck around and figured that one out. Every one of those. I think I was the last one to actually get to the end. But yeah, it was there. We did the thing. We did the deed. Wizard of War. You are the Wizard of War. Gorf. I remember all of these. Like you could practically just walk right in, and you would totally be inundated with all of this stuff. It was crazy. There we go. Alrighty, folks. There is a time for all the things. And for now, I need to get some stars into these areas over here. So I am going to pull out the bit here. I love watching you build a painting and define it more and more and more. It's so cool. Thank you. It's kind of to the point where it's fun, but I think I keep thinking I've reached a wall, and I have. I think I've finally reached the wall before I do. So I'm going to do stars. I'm going to prepare some stars on the side over here. So I've taken my brush. I've got some white paint here, right? Let me move this over so we can actually do this. Thank you, Nano. I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's like a you know, when you have like a puzzle sitting out and you just kind of keep working it, and when it starts you don't really have a shape, and then you get a shape and it gets more and more. Yeah, I like that too. I like the build-up. If you are ever back in Michigan, I'll take you to my buddy's arcade. I can't wait. I'm serious. Iridium, next time I come up there, we are going to work on a meetup, I promise. I was going to do it last summer. Black said, Gorf was brutal. The angle of the control panel would give you massive wrist pain. Oh, yes, indeed. I remember that well. I would love to go to that arcade, Brent. All right, folks, here we go. I'm going to do some stars right down here. Let's go for it. Dun, da, da. A couple. Oh, too many, but we're going to do some more anyway. There we go. Ah, too many. Too many. No. It's all right. We're just going to work with it. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I did not like my stars. That's okay. I'm going to put some on there anyway. Can I get those off? Not easily. Now it just looks like it's skipping through water. But I'm going to do it anyhow. Oh, man. Alrighty, folks. I am going to sign this out. Here we go. I am going to give this the signature. Again, I know I keep promising to return to paintings, and then I don't. I am literally getting to a point where I can now start doing that. So just keep watching, everyone. Just keep watching. I will. Oh man, there's just so much to do. Yeah, they're just lights when they land. Exactly. Yeah, they're just the lights, right? Landing lights. All right, here we go. There we go. And I present to you all my absolute... pull this back up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Here's my take on a John Berkey style painting. Yay! Thank you, David. Yeah, I haven't gone. Do we go full Berkey, or do we just kind of go partial Berkey? That's what I want to know. That's what most of the crowds want to find out, right? Was it full Berkey? Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it on there. I'll get this out of the way. Here we go. So yeah, this camera it's very bright on this camera. This is very this is like the exact, what you're seeing here is almost the exact color. So there we go. We're gonna call this flight to, or flight from. It's flying away, right? Flight from WTF station, right? So this is WTF station on the edge of WTF stellar anomaly, and Berkey-ish. I can handle Berkey-ish. I can handle Berkey-ish. Yeah. Very cool. 1.5 Berkey. Yeah. Are we on a scale of 1 to 5? How Berkey are we? Right. That's the thing. Hey everyone, don't forget to get your USS Excelsior painted mugs, by the way. Now available on my website. 15-ounce coffee mug. Woohoo! What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get a cease and desist order. So order as many as you can. Thank you. Okay. Turn it upside down and they're orbiting a sun. See, what I love about this is when you next to a Chris Foss style. Oh, I might take you up on that. I haven't done a Chris Foss style in a while. But yeah, I love how... let me see. When I self-critique, I don't think there's enough shit going on in here. I think that I need more shit happening in this. That's the technical term. You think I'm a class 5, Burke? Okay, cool. 3.14159. Stopping at the decimal point. Berkey. Okay, it's a dolly for you, right? Okay, there. Thank you very much. It's a dolly for you. John Berkey. Whoa, hello. You'll... mediocre. I guarantee you'll remember him when you see some of his stuff. I mean, oh yeah. Actually, didn't I still have that up there? Yeah, did I? Yeah, here we go. Let me pull one of these up. Let me find a good, well-known one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this down here. Bear with me here, folks. Bump. Okay, so yeah, so this is what happens if I that stupid thing. Goddamn. There we go. And is there a... So this one. Yeah, this is one here. You were saying more ship? Yeah, more ship, I think, actually. Yes, exactly. This kind of stuff. Oh, there's some Mobius in there. I'm gonna be really embarrassed if there's porn in here, but I don't think there is. So yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this crazy stuff. Oh, that stupid thing. Out of here. There we go. He did yes, he did do some stuff. He did a this is creepy as F. This one I had here too. There we go. He did the poster that was in the vinyl album, and I think he was working. Okay, so that's... I'd forgotten that he did get so far into that. Here, I'm gonna kill this right now. He did... I forgot that he did the posters. Yeah, he was... Lucas wanted him to do more work, and he just did a couple. He did not end up doing one of the movie posters that fell to Hildebrandt Brothers and... who's the other person? It wasn't McQuarrie himself. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, this is the stuff that lots of book covers, right? I think I have a... this is just... Oh my God, look at this. I look at this and then I'm like, oh, it's garbage. No, it's not fair. Now he would... this is by far my favorite Berkey painting. This one right here. And I actually... So, Peter Ellison style. I like Ellison too. Yeah, very kind of tertiary to this. But this painting, The Visitors, I think is what it's called. This is a John Berkey, Nanu, is the name of the artist. This particular painting was hanging in the Paul Allen Science Fiction Museum in Seattle when it first opened. It was already one of my favorite Berkey paintings out of all of his. And I rounded the corner and this was on the wall. And it just absolutely blew my mind. And you weren't allowed to bring cameras with you at the time. I was so annoyed. Oh my gosh. So the painting has since sold. Paul Allen has vanquished his collection. And I got a really good... It went up for auction, and I got a really good high-resolution image of this one by going onto the auction site. I'm doing this as a shadow box model. Blappy, please. Absolutely. There's this one I want to do, and there's another. Hang on. Where's the other one? Oh, here we go. Here's another... he did work on the motion picture. That's the John Berkey poster for the motion picture. Where is... There's another one. Not that one. Not that one. Hang on. I'm going to do that. I'm going to find this. It's a hydrofoil. Here it is. Okay, cool. Yeah. This one. There we go. Yeah. Dave, this one. This is the one I wanted to do as like a shadow box. But look at it's insane. This one, oh my gosh, I love this. I I I understand how he gets these shapes and forms. I don't have the patience. This is about 80 out. This is about 80 to 140 hours on just one painting. Whereas, for me, boom, this is what, 3 hours, I think, maybe. Yeah, yeah, about 3 hours. So yeah, yeah. This is one of my favorites. Um, this one was not a book cover. This was, gosh, what was this? So he did a lot of he did a lot of work for, like, well, there was an elevator company. A lot of his artwork was for um yeah, the name will come to me because I'll remember it. Anyway, similar. This is probably a some kind of he would do these futuristic looking things for ads, like for high end ads and stuff, right? Um, some, like, this was a book cover for sure. I don't remember which. Oh, hey, look, the Star Wars poster. Hey, check this out. Look at the color on this. This is the original color. When if you see this poster in person, it's much more blue toned and lighter. Thank you, Iridium Otis. Yes, thank you. There we go. And then that's the poster. Yeah, this is what the poster looks like that you got in your album, right? Like, I have this poster, but this is a photo of the original painting. Check that out. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then you get, what were you doing? What were you thinking? But I don't know. This is classic. This is so classic. I love it. Not Berkey. I ended up in here on accident. Berkey. Uh, this one. Okay. All right. We're gonna do the impromptu John Berkey lecture, right? You have that poster from the original soundtrack album. Awesome. Yes. This particular painting is the genesis for the Death Star in Star Wars. Lucas brought this painting to the desk of all the designers when he was coming up with the idea of the Death Star, and said, "This is it." Oh, they washed it out. Yeah, they totally it washes out, and that was going to happen, right? There was just no way that wasn't going to happen. Um, where are some others? Oh, here we go. This is an Otis Elevator Company advertisement. So, you got me. Oh, wait, maybe this is U.S. Steel. He did U.S. Steel too. Maybe this isn't the Otis Elevator Company one. John Berkey's studio, where he had a mirror set up across the way and above him, so he could look at his painting from a distance without getting up from his desk, which is hilarious. Could I pop them up on Discord? Some, yes. I'll pop a couple up on Discord, Nanu. Some of these are really... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I have the video. Let's watch the video together. Hold on. Let's do this. Da 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 da. All right, let me make sure this gets turned up. Hang on. I want to make sure I capture this, though. Bear with me. Okay. Does this actually have
always seem to have gotten into a lot of trouble by being honest.
It's just a simple stroke that starts these
painting that ended up on a novelization. I forgot about that.
They wanted me to come out to Hollywood, and I didn't want to go out to Hollywood. I didn't need to do that to do the work, certainly. And you know, it was the same old story. You'll never work in this town again.
Contact this person because I am convinced they shot. Somebody went to John Berkey and shot a whole interview of some kind, and it's that little bit that I just showed you is up on Vimeo. And it's years. It's gosh, I think it's ages ago, and he passed away. I think in 2013. I forget what year. I should know. You said, "Oh, that's the one you have, the Star Wars hardcover book, the book club edition." Yep. I forgot that he did that one. Yeah. So I've loved his work. I love that style. Amazing. I know, isn't it fun? Oh my gosh. I had seen his work growing up. It was, like I said, it was on a couple of books that I had in my possession at the time, including and Andrew says it said 2008. Oh, okay, Thad missed that. Yeah, 2008. So it was just before he passed away. I don't know if his wife is still with us. She was kind of running the show at the John Berkey estate. Before the move in 2013, I actually did a live stream where I kind of went through all of this. I've got it recorded. I have to investigate whether I can even do that as a video. I should probably pull it together. Anyway, I'd considered reaching out to look at organizing a new retrospective of a book, but I did not have the means to do it. We got wrapped up in the move, and I said, yeah, that wasn't going to happen. Anyway, I think John Berkey deserves a new edition. There was a newer book after Painted Space that came out that I have. It's upstairs. I don't have it down here. Go figure. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. I'm about ready to wrap up here anyway. Thank you, and have a great afternoon. I'm about ready to wrap it up myself. I get about 2 hours in, and my brain starts turning to mush. Take care. Kickstarter, exactly. So it was going to be kind of like a Kickstarter. The thing is, there are a couple of book publishers that do absolutely magnificent artist retrospectives. I would rather approach somebody that had the setup to do it properly, because it's too easy, right? It's one of the reasons why I haven't done a big coffee table book of my own is, honestly, it's real easy to go through all the effort and get crap books, crap print, crap paper. You really got to be careful with that kind of stuff. And it would be fine if it was just, okay, so I'm kind of an artist that nobody knows, or all of you do, not nobody, forgive me. But I'm not a John Berkey by any means, right? So if it were my book, sure, I might take a chance on it. I would still go out of my way to make sure it's archival and good quality and so forth, not like the IAAA.org book that came out. My God. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm glad I wasn't involved. But, so for me, I realized pretty quickly that the only way I could really do this in a fine way would be to sort of connect the dots with somebody else that had done it. I can't imagine me taking that on. That would be like a monster project. Actually, cataloging my work for a book is it's another frightening. I've done a lot of paintings. Not all of them are book worthy, but there definitely are that would be book worthy. So anyhow, there we go. A little step into the world. You know, there's if I were to critique this, I would say that this extravagance going on behind the scenes needed to have a different form, maybe cutting through this way. No, I don't mind it necessarily, but there's something about this area that I'm not as fond of. Anyway, I'm going to let it go for this and leave it for this right now. I remain pretty happy about it. And yeah, so leaving WTF station at the WTF anomaly. Looks great. Thank you, Iridium. I'm very happy with this painting. But when I say critique, I always kind of look carefully at what I've done to see maybe what I could have done better, that sort of thing. I don't do it to be mean, and I'm not like self-deprecating. I'm just like, okay, I got it there. All right, let's look at it, blah, blah, and go. Thank you, Blappy. I appreciate it. Have a good time. I am super thrilled. And thank you all. I'm going to shut us out here, too. I appreciate it. And we'll be back next Friday for sure. Keep an eye out. Thank you all so much for your support. Have a great weekend. Stay cool in the heat if you experience it. And we'll stick together. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this shit. Just remember, every day is like Schrodinger's Christmas Eve. Every single day. Here we are in, what, July of 2026. July 3rd. Happy birthday, Matt. July 3rd, 2026. Every day that we wake up could be like Christmas morning. Every morning, you're going to wake up, and the possibility that you could hear news that will be the most amazing party that you have ever heard could happen any day. It's great. We're going to have a good time. All right, folks. Take care, everyone. I will leave you with my outro, and we will catch you all next week. See you later. Be safe. Where's my outro?
All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here,
sound.
and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. You know?
I have Bob Ross the shit out of this painting. Yow.